welcome to your own YouTube channel Vitamin C, where we talk about cash, career, and clarity. We are yet again with one new fresh topic to give you more clarity about that, and that is again one of the most buzzing word, startup. Yes, since last 3 years, we are constantly hearing about startups. What is startups? We heard about unicorn startups, and again, this word have gained more popularity because a unicorn startup is right now sponsoring IPL, which no one had thought about. It's one startup which is funding an IPL. So let us understand what is startup, how it can be helpful, and if your business is startup or not, whether you are eligible to have your startup or not. So first and foremost, what is startup? So as per the DPIIT, that is Department of Promotion of Industry and Internal Trade, has identified a certain category of business which can qualify as a startup. First and foremost, it has to be a registered partnership firm or a limited liability partnership firm or a company, a private limited company or a public limited company which is incorporated. So unless a business organization is falling within these three criteria, they can be qualified as a startup. The second condition is that the total turnover of the business should not exceed 100 crore. So any business having less than 100 crore can qualify as a startup. Third condition is that the business should not be more than 7-year old. So if any business is more than 7-year old, it cannot be qualified as a startup. And the fourth condition is this business must be an unique business, which means it has to be an innovative product or process or improvement over existing product or process. So talking about startup, let us understand what all business qualify as a startup. So that have a couple of conditions to fulfill. If a business is fulfilling all these conditions, it will qualify as a startup. First and foremost condition, the business structure. Business entity structure should be either a registered partnership firm or a limited liability partnership firm or a private limited company. Second condition, the total turnover of the business should not exceed the 100 crore. So total business turnover, if it's less than 100 crore, then only you qualify as a startup. Third condition is the business should not be more than 10 years old. So a business which is running for less than 10 years can qualify as a startup. And fourth and the most important condition is the business nature should be unique. It has to be an innovative process, innovative product development, or an improvement over existing process or product. Let us understand in detail that what this improvement means, what all the things are covered in this improvement. So either it can be a purely complete new research, something which is never introduced before, then certainly you qualify, or it has to be a new process or new way of delivery. We see a lot of e-commerce startups which are coming up. It's nothing but aggregated. The process, the way of delivery is different, and they qualify as a startup. Or probably you are improving the existing system. Let's say if a particular product is existing, but you are improving in terms of the end use, you are improving in terms of the product pricing, you are improving in terms of the benefit or utility which a person is deriving. So if all these three things can be changed, then certainly your business can qualify as a startup. So if your business is falling under all these conditions, you are certainly eligible to get your startup recognition certificate. The startup recognition certificate is a very easy process and which is promoted by the government of India under the Startup India scheme, wherein you need to register your business online on startupindia.gov.in platform, and then you are eligible for certain benefits. What all of these benefits are? These benefits are mainly comprising of four parts. First is your IPR benefits, which we call intellectual property rights, trademark, copyright, patent. Second is your income tax benefit. Because you are a registered startup, by getting yourself registered with the income tax authority, you are eligible to claim 100% tax exemption, as well as at the time of sale of your shares, your transaction is subject to exemption to capital gain. Third is your ease of compliances. So there are many compliances which are specifically eased out for the startups. It may be in terms of legal law compliance, it may be in terms of routine business compliance, even in terms of procurement. So in many cases of government procurements, there are certain ease of rules and conditions if you are a startup. And the fourth benefit which you get out of startup is the funding and government grants. So central government, state government, as well as other nodal agencies provide you with a different funding mechanism, which you become eligible once you are registered startup. Starting with the first, IPR benefits. So in case of IPR benefit, if you are going for registration of a patent, since we talk about the innovations, we talk about the unique developed product or process. So if you are applying for a patent, 80% of the cost of that particular application is reimbursed by the government. Similarly, if you are going to apply for a trademark, then 50% of the cost, that is 9,000 is government fee, but if you are a registered startup, your registration fee becomes 4,500. So that's the biggest advantage that you get in case of IP registrations. Second is in terms of IP facilitation, wherein if you are a registered startup, then you get a fast track IP registrations, wherein you can get a faster approval on your IP rights, IP registrations. Second, income tax benefit. As we have discussed, If you're a registered startup, then as per the latest law, earlier it was 7 years, now it's 10 years. Out of the 10 years, any 3 years, a startup can claim 100% tax benefit. That is, you don't need to pay any tax amount under particular 3 years that you are claiming. So it's the biggest benefit. And this, remember, the startup limits is up to 100 crore of turnover. So it covers many large organizations as well. So as a startup, you can always claim the benefit. Second is, when you are selling these shares, we see a lot of incoming and outgoing happening of angel investors, seed funding, round A, round B funding. So whenever they are taking any kind of exit, there is a provision in income tax act where it speaks about that you cannot sell a shares over and above its fair market value. But when you are a registered startup, this condition is not applicable to you. So you can claim, you can sell a share at a value which is derived independently by a startup, and yet you are not subject to income tax detailed scrutiny on that particular matter. The third benefit, as we discussed, a labor law compliances wherein you just have to self-comply the law. You don't need to get registered with the authority, and it eases out your business compliances. And second is, there's a government procurement platform which is called GEM, Government E-Marketplace. So if you're a startup, you get many benefits in terms of a past experience, the turnover ceiling, as well as the EMD, which is earnest money deposit. You don't need to deposit any amount, and you are yet eligible to have procurement from the government. So that's one of the biggest advantages which startups are claiming right now. And fourth is funding. So Government of India set up a fund which is right now with SIBI, which is called Venture Capital Fund of 10,000 crore. Apart from this fund, there are many other funds which are given through Venture Capital Fund, as well as the different nodal agencies which are state level and central level agencies. So if you're a registered startup, you're eligible for all those benefits. Apart from that, all states have carved out their own startup policies which give certain benefits. It is capital subsidy benefit, interest subsidy benefit. So once you are a registered startup, you are eligible for all this benefit. So it is always advisable to assess whether whatever business you are doing, it's a startup or not. And if it's a startup, then certainly you should go for it. So for the viewers, if you think your business is a startup, just do comment. Just let us know what your business is, and probably we can help you out to identify whether it's a startup or not. Thank you so much for staying with us. You guys can like, subscribe our channel, and you can stay tuned for more such quality videos on your topics. You can always give comment to us and let us know what all videos you want in the future. Thank you so much. This is Vishnu signing off.